time I think we're taking a step forward, to me we take a step back. And the performance today was not one that I'm very proud of. Coming back here with an incredible crowd that was ready to explode and get off to a good start. And I think Dwayne Stevens said it best, or maybe it was Kobe Bryant, or maybe it was LeBron James in the articles they wrote, but people do not like to embrace who they are. They always want to be somebody different. We all want to be somebody different. We all want to make more money. We all want to have a better job. We all want to have a cuter girlfriend or boyfriend, or just the way the world works. That's what we want to do. But until we embrace that, to be successful, it doesn't matter where you are, what you are, or who you are. You have to do some things. And we've been an incredible team at defending and rebounding over the 20 years I've been here. And this team wanted to be a little bit of a pretty boy team, and it cost us a couple times. We're going to be a shooting team, and we're going to do this because I want to shoot the ball. And I looked at some of the teams around the country that are ranked in the top 5. Every one of them has to defend and rebound. We defended and rebound. We ran. We scored points at ease. We were up 9. We were up 14. We were playing well. And then I thought we decided to go one-on-one, and I give Chris a lot of credit. He did a better job. I told him after the game, we've lost 3 games this year. I thought we all but deserved to win. And today we won one that I thought he deserved to win. And I thought he did a great job of rallying his guys. And we just didn't perform like you have to perform. And I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. But I was hoping to come up here and say a lot of good things and then get myself ready for a war at Maryland. Now I'm going to say a lot of bad things and get myself ready for a war at Maryland. And to use Matt's Duke personality, it was a good week. We won 2 games. Questions?
Tom, was that the defensive rebounding preached in the huddle right after the regulation, because gave up 3 offensive rebounds to end the game, but it seems like the defense just stepped up at the beginning of overtime?
Yeah, it stepped up because Valentine decided he was going to guard somebody, and BJ decided he was going to guard somebody, and the only guy that really guarded very well was Trice. Had to do a lot today. We didn't do anything that we had worked in practice. We did early, and then we just kind of, which happens. It happens. A lot of times you hear those things about great starts seem good, but sometimes great starts put you at this is going to be an easy game. And that's what it looked like to me. And there wasn't 1 minute of that game that I felt good, because I did not like the way we were performing. I did not. I love the way we practice now. And that's what the players said. I mean, we practiced pretty hard for 2 days. I mean, pretty hard. We didn't go as long. We had so many injuries and illnesses that we got to – but we did what I asked them to do. I'm just not asking them to do as much. And we didn't rebound the ball. We got a couple guys that just look out of it. Denzel looks out of it, and Costello looks out of it. And it's not their attitude. I mean, they can't get their first win, much less their second win, and I don't know why. So we're going to get them tested and see if there's something really wrong with them, because you look at them and they just don't look into it. And I don't mean that in a negative way that they don't care. I mean it in a negative way that they look can you see it? You're shaking your head like it's so obvious. I mean, it's so obvious. And those 2 guys aren't like that. So I am concerned about that. It's not from overworking, I'll tell you that, because we have done this we have been so average as far as the 2-a-days and all that stuff that you normally get to do. Everybody asks me how good we're going to be after Christmas, and we just couldn't do any of them. We didn't do any of them. So it's just the way it is, and we're going to have to realize that our identity at Michigan State, or better yet, the identity of 95% of his successful programs, Wisconsin, Duke, Kentucky, Arizona, just to name a few, you got to defend, you got to rebound, and then hopefully if you run, you score easier points. And I thought we were a clinic at it early, and then I thought we went in the tank. And some of it was substitution again. I told you there'd be a change in the lineup. There will be. It's nobody's fault. It just, some of it is all of a sudden we're in there with too many non-shooters, so that I have to fix.
Tom, with all that said about Denzel not playing him the start of the second half, I know you were talking to him before you finally put him back in. Was that, I mean, I know he's ailing apparently, but was that as much of a message from you or trying to get something out of him?
Oh, yeah, he was ailing, but it wasn't a message. That was just a statement. That was, you know me, I don't pull a lot of punches. Yeah, I was not happy. And that hasn't happened. I bet you Denzel's played in 90 games, 80-some games. Doesn't happen very often. But, guys start playing, start worrying, let their offense dictate their defense, but he is, his face is flush. We're in the first huddle, and he's out of it. And so that part, I feel bad for him on. But, did you think he played a little harder when he went back in? Me too. Case closed.
Tom, Coach Collins talked about Michigan State for years has set the bar of toughness in this league, and so I'm curious, to be this late in the season and having these issues about toughness, I know there's the medical concern, but having never really faced it with a team, having to grasp that again, how do you do it?
Oh, it's going to be fun. I'm going to have a fun week, man. This is 6 days. It's going to be 6 of the craziest days we've had because I thought we didn't play well against Maryland, and there are some injury issues. That is the way it is, but I've taken that to another level, too. I've talked about it to try to defend them because I believe it's an issue, but sooner or later you got to reach down and you got to get something out of it. We'll get tougher. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to change that with our lineup right off the bat, and then I'm going to change it with, how we practice. It's been a miserable Christmas for me because we didn't do any of the things we did for 19 years, and that was nobody's fault. It was nobody's fault, but we didn't. And today we got our lunch. Yes.
Tom, you also had very good stretches today, 17-2 to go up 11. It seems like your team has these wide swings within games.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Partially substitution. If you take a look at it, partially substitution. Partially because when we get up, then everybody thinks it's my turn to score. And I think we took some bad shots. There hasn't been many times in my career that I've complained about shot selection in my team. We took a couple of ridiculous shots today. And that was totally, to me, it's disrespectful. Not to me, not even to our players. I think it's disrespectful to the other team. It's like, I can just do this. Hey, that team punched us in the mouth. That team deserved to win the game. We just won it.
Tom, you guys have dominated Northwestern for a few years here now. What impact can you see that Chris Collins has made on that team?
Well, I'd say dominate would be something that I would use the word in the record. I wouldn't use the word on the court. We had a couple dog fights last year with him. Chris has brought. I love what he's doing. I really do. His guard better. He changes his lineup. He's moved some guys out. They guard a lot better. They run their stuff very solid. And I told him after the game, it's really been a shame. You look at their stats, and you got these guys shooting poor percentages from three. And we knew Cobb. Cobb must want to transfer here or something. Or maybe he just wants the arena. He must love the baskets because he comes here and he just starts. We told our team that too. And he comes in. He got 7 points so fast it made your head spin. And but he played well. And McIntosh is going to be a good player. He's getting better players, but I think he's playing to his personality. And what I said to you earlier, it's not a Michigan State thing. It's not a Northwestern thing. It's not a Kentucky thing. It's a winners thing. Winners have to play and compete. times, and we don't compete the same way, and we got to change some of that. But as far as the question Hondo asked about, are you worried this late in the season? First of all, we're only at the halfway point. Second of all, I've tried my hardest to be honest with you about what we're getting out of this team, and how we're being able to practice and who we're being able to put in. And so I'm not panicking at all. I still think we have a chance to be probably better than I thought. I'm just disappointed that as good a leadership as I have, as soon as a couple shots don't go in, it starts to shrink a little bit, and we gotta take care of that.
Coach, was there anything specific that Northwestern did on offense? Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Was there anything specific that Northwestern did on offense that you guys had trouble with? Maybe some sort of screening action or something?
Man, I thought we had trouble with most things they did. That UCLA cut off the high post, and I don't think we guarded that at all like we guarded it in practice. They did a good job screening. They did a good job cutting. They did a really good job when there were mismatches. When you have 5 shooters out there like they sometimes do, you take a kid like Ola, but I watched him hit 7 threes in the warm-up. And so now you spread out a little bit more, and you can post up different people. And, they hurt Tom in there a little bit, but he didn't. First time since I've known the guy, I saw him not guard like he's capable of. And I just thought they got confident, At halftime, they were confident and we weren't. At halftime, they were feeling good and we weren't. Somewhere by tomorrow morning, I'll say, you know what? We lost 3 games that we definitely thought we should have won. Okay? And I said, the basketball gods tell you every year that during a year you're going to lose some you should have won, and you're going to win some you should have lost. And I looked at the ones we won, and I said, every one we won, we blew teams out. We should have won. Well, today's one we should have lost, and we won. But I can tell you 3 we should have won, and we lost. So we still got a couple to go to get back in the human race. And I'm going to look at it as, we found a way to win. We haven't done that a lot this year. We made some plays. We made our free throws in the second half. Schilling did a very good job at the line. That was encouraging. Valentine had to make a couple tough free throws. So for a team that hasn't been shooting well from the line, we shoot 73, 74%. That was a positive. We only had 7 turnovers. That might be an all-time Izzo low. Not sure, but it might be a record, in fact. But we just kind of let our guard down a little bit. And good coach, good team. Loved the way they played.
Coach in the back, you said earlier this year that your team needs your seniors to play well. How huge has Travis Trice been in this week, just for your team to feed off his energy and his performance?
Well, I mean, when it's your point guard, too, it's even more important because he's your quarterback, and as we're learning here, as we're getting ready for the first football championship, and you hear all the noise about quarterbacks and this and that, usually you need your quarterback to play well, 2 quarterbacks played well yesterday in the NFL, and they're both moving on. And I don't think there's any secret. What was good for me to see tonight is where I said that we had a couple guys look dead. Travis looked like he had a lot more energy left in him, a lot more quickness, got up in those jump shots, did some things, went around some ball screens. I think he's back 100% healthy from both the ankle and the illness. So that too is encouraging. But we got a lot of work to do, and I got some time to do it. And we're going to get it done now. We're going to get it done. We're going to be a different team when we play Saturday.
Tom, over here. It doesn't seem like when the game gets close, you got a way to get an easy bucket in the half court. Is there any way at this point with this team to address that? There are certain, just I guess, fundamental things that exist within a team, but
it's hard because we don't just throw it into the post, and and we don't have our posts aren't good enough shooters outside that we can post Denzel, which we tried. I thought that was another area that they did a great job, and they used their sagging defense. We should have been able to shoot more threes. We didn't kick it out when we should have kicked it out, things like that. But to be a team that's just going to throw it into the post and score in there, that's probably not us this year. You know, what we got to do is defend better and rebound better and offensive rebound better, put more putbacks in, you know. If you were really good at all of them, Kentucky struggled too lately, so I don't know who you'd be, but you know, I don't think that's a strength of ours. We got to get better at it. We started using that ball screen. We called some drag action, and we actually got something out of that. But we're not a break-you-down team, and we're not a pound-it-into-the-post team. So we got to figure out who we are and live with who we are, trying to get better at it. But embrace who we are. We're 12-5. We've played everybody, a lot of pretty good teams, good. It's not broken. It's just that it's got to get better. And I said seniors, as you mentioned. I would say veteran players. I mean, for us to be great. Trice, Valentine, and Dawson have to play pretty damn good every game. But I don't think that's any different than last year, you know. Where the difference was, as I told my team, the role players last year were the Trices and Valentines. And right now we don't have as good a role players. And only because of the injury stuff we've gone through with them, you know. We needed to get it's hard too because we needed to get a little more time for I'm trying to look how many minutes Javon Best played. He only played 5 minutes. We needed to get him more time, but when other guys weren't playing as good, we needed what other guys could give us a little bit too. So we're gonna change that around this week, and we'll come up with I think a solution that is going to help some of it, but don't get carried away with the offense. 50% from the field, 75% from the free throw line, 7 turnovers. Even though it didn't look as pretty as you wanted it to look, we'll win a lot of games if we can do that, if we do anything on the defensive end. I mean, if you look at those stats compared to a Kentucky's or to a Arizona's or some of the teams that really struggle sometimes to score, that wasn't our problem. It just looks like our problem because of the way we played. I got time for 100 more. I'm in a good mood.
Now, it seemed like you thought Denzel was kind of turning the corner with that illness. How much did it surprise you today, his energy level?
A lot, but not a lot. I mean, he's not been – I mean, he didn't practice. He hasn't practiced much since Christmas. And when he does, he's just been in and out. I was a little shocked today because he looked better in practice yesterday. I don't know if it was the emotion of the game. It'll be a good question to ask him, but I love the fact that some of you even said, you know, you see it from press row. He just looks, and I have no problem with. I just wondered how he went from that till the end. He looked a little different. That I have a problem with.
I just wondered what you saw in those last 2 possessions of regulation both ways, the jump shots, fouls.
Boy, I thought both of them were close. I couldn't see Brins from here. When I looked at it on TV, I was hoping for NFL replay. But Zell's the same way, so I guess they were consistent. Hey, officials didn't cause any problems in that game. Michigan State caused the problems in the game.
Gavin Schilling has looked a lot more aggressive in recent games. Where have you seen the biggest growth in his game this season?
Well, I do think Gavin is, here he has a game 13-6. I mean, we can't ask more than that. What we haven't been able to get is Gavin and Matt playing really good together. You know, today Matt was out of it and Gavin has a big game, so they still end up at 16-7, but Gavin has been way more aggressive on the ball screen defense. That's why when he got in foul trouble, that hurt us. But Matt looks so tired today. I don't know why. It's been a weird year in that respect. But I think there's 6 days. Normally you don't like to have both your breaks at the beginning in the first couple of weeks. This is one time, at least for now. I think it's going to really help Michigan State because we have to get back to running the war drill and defending harder every day and just spending some time. And this will be a dumb statement, but I'm happy school starts. I think getting back focused in, getting in a routine. This was the longest period of time we've ever had off since I've been at Michigan State, a month. And I'm calling the president, hoping that changes because I think that's too long to be practicing and out of school. They're all excuses. They're all things I have to think about each and every day because the bottom line to this team is this. I really got good guys, okay? I really got guys that spend extra time working. I think we've gotten a little bit too offensive oriented, like threes are going to start raining from the sky. And I think like a lot of good teams, you have to grow to the point where you learn how to handle failure and you bounce back. I thought I'm really encouraged by the disappointing loss to Maryland and the incredible effort against Indiana. And then you have to learn how to have success. 2 incredible wins where you're playing at a very, very high level. And great start. And then you got kind of cocky, I guess, read your press clippings. So we're going to have to work on it. And, I should be a coach that comes in here and says, hey, everything's fine, boom, boom, boom. Not wired that way. I'm not happy with my team right now. I'm not happy with the way we played. But I'm enjoying almost watching a young coach kind of do it like I think I did it. He's building that team, and it's been fun to watch them grow. So I don't want to take anything away from them. Any more questions? One more. Hondo went to the bathroom, came back in.
Mike Garland just gave me an interesting quote about your team, and he said, every game we've lost, we've strayed from what gives us the chance to win. I thought that was a pretty good insight. So how do you channel and fix that, Tom?
Well, my best example to my team was, I think I told all of you what an incredible job Denzel did early in the year, being an average defender last year to being, I think, our best defender for the first month of the season. And what he did is every day he worked with Aaron Harris. And he made Aaron, I'd say, you guard this guy. No, I'm guarding Aaron. All on his own. He hasn't guarded Aaron in a month and a half. Is part of it because he was sick? Is part of it because of this? Is part of it because it's hard to guard Aaron? And I think that's what Mike means, Dwayne Stevens, first thing he said in the locker room, because I didn't want to say anything, and he said, you're fighting to be who you need to be, who we are, and who you need to be successful. Some guys want to shoot the ball from 17 when they're 15-foot shooters. And some guys, they don't think defending and rebounding. I mean, it's just the way it works, for the most part. That's why, to me, it's easier to see in football. That's why I love the sport, because you can really see it easier. And, the big defensive plays matter. And in basketball, big defensive plays can lead to an instant turnover. A missed shot, if you defend it well, is like a turnover. And you get your running game going out of it. And our guys just can't figure out that that's good. They don't have to run plays. They don't have to take any time. We can get a shot off in 5 seconds. I'd be the happiest guy in America if we did that all year long. And but we do have some issues with our substitution pattern. I've been pretty blunt about that. That falls on us, but it falls on us because we've had Ellis out. We've had, BJ out. We've had JB out. We've had some guys out, and we just haven't been able to get that. And I think in games like this, it really kind of proves my point. So, with every bad, you learn something, and hopefully you get good at it. And I think we'll improve from this, but I'd like to see a steady. Doesn't have to be a monumental, like the stock market. I'd like it to go like this instead of like this, And right now we've kind of gone up. Now we took a big plunge down. We got to work our way back up. And I can't think of a better game to try to do that in than the Maryland game. So somebody told me they're naming the court after Gary Williams, or they're doing something there, so it should be a fun time.